Hey guys, PIEGUYRULZ here, and I am joined with,
Shadow Streak.
and we are here to announce our brand new project. It's going to be a weekly live stream, Thursdays at 7 p.m., named the award show Audit.
And this is going to be a live show primarily about the Primetime Emmys and the animated nominations that have been nominated over the past several years.
hmm So, in each live show, Shadow and I are going to we're going to pick a year and talk about every episode that was nominated that year in the Outstanding Animated Program category, the one 30 minutes or more of the Emmys. And we're going to watch the episodes, talk about the episodes, and decide which ones we feel should have won.
Yes, I know Pi and I both have similar opinions regarding award shows and
Mm-hmm.
how they may not necessarily always reflect what we would feel about them.
Yep.
There's a lot of things that seem to be blown up on social media and things like
There's
that.
a lot of external factors that seem to be in play, whether it be, potential, I guess, nepotism of people knowing other people who worked on things, or, things winning just because of the prestige of the company behind it, or whatnot. These are accusations that get thrown around all the time, but I've never really sat down and, looked at the Emmys every year and what won and why did it win. So this is the chance to do that.
Yeah. And I also see this as a good opportunity for me to kind of check out a lot of the animation that came out each year, maybe find new shows or new episodes that I haven't seen of previous properties,
Mm-hmm.
just as a cool way to kind of get exposed to more shows out there.
We want to see the best of the best, right? Hopefully, the Emmys nominated a lot of really good episodes that we'll get to watch and enjoy. We don't want to do this just to dunk on award shows or dunk on the Emmys, although we are definitely not going to shy away if our genuine opinion is that an episode shouldn't have been nominated or shouldn't have won. But we want to use this as an opportunity to be positive and look at some of the best stuff. And we're not just going to be dunking on the Emmys all the time. We're going to be genuinely looking and seeing if they deserve to be dunked on or if they deserve to be praised. Maybe the Emmys are great. I have no idea.
Absolutely. I know I personally haven't really ever watched them before,
Mhm.
and I've only kind of checked the results in passing. So I'm not really that familiar, but again, I see this as a great opportunity to kind of dive right into that.
And we're not watching the actual award show, so oh god,
No, no,
no.
no. We're only going to be talking about the outstanding animated program category, not anything else.
Yes, of the primetime Emmys, because there's a daytime
Hmm.
one too.
Correct.
Just another thing to get out of the way. No, our opinions don't matter more, or they're not better than the Emmy people's opinions. We're not going to say that the whole thing's corrupt just because our personal picks didn't win. We just want to take a moment and see if our tastes align with those tastes, and we don't want it to just be about us. We want you guys to get a say too.
Absolutely. We actually came up with a method to get you guys involved in the discussion too. In regards to every live stream that we do, we are going to be making a community post during the show with all of the noms listed out for each year
hmm
and have you guys go ahead and vote on whichever one you personally felt was the best of the best and deserved to win the award. And at the end of our live stream, we're going to gather the results and take a look and see if there's a collective opinion or if there's a lot of diversity in how people feel.
A lot of people don't necessarily know how the Emmy nominations are picked. And so I figure we can take this time to maybe just discuss it a little bit so everyone's aware and informed when we begin our show. We all know how this works.
Yep. So, something a little interesting about the Emmys is that they work on a yearly cycle that starts in June and ends in May.
hmm
So, this applies primarily to shows, for example, in 2020, any show that premiered its episode after June 1st and then all the way into May 31st of this year qualifies for the 2021 Emmys.
That might sound weird, but it's based on basically television cycles, at least traditional television cycles, of shows beginning to air in September and ending in June. Now with streaming,
Mhm.
stuff just drops all the time. So, like, the Animaniacs reboot wasn't on the 2020 list, even though it came out in 2020.
Correct. So the way that the nominations and the ultimate winner is decided is in a bit of a month by month process. In May, at the end of the yearly cycle, the companies and producers of the animated programs will submit their choice for nomination to the Emmys.
Mm-hmm. And I want to stress that because this is important. So the first step is that the people behind the shows are the ones that pick an episode and send it in.
Correct. Then in June, the following month, the elected voters for the Emmys get to vote on which of the submitted episodes should be nominated for the award.
And there are 22,000 voting members of the Emmys. Now, I don't think all of them vote on every single category, but there's a lot of people putting their hand in the pie here.
Absolutely.
That's a weird turn of phrase when that's my name, but you know what I mean.
Yep. And of all of those submissions, the voters typically pick the top 4 or 5. That's usually the amount that get nominated each year. And those nominations are announced in July, so the month after.
Yes.
From there, the final voting is then determined in August of the nominations. And then in September, the award for the winner of those nominations is given out.
Mm-hmm. So if you're wondering, like, you know, you're looking at an episode that's not great in your opinion, and you're wondering, how did this get nominated for an Emmy? Well, honestly, it's both the people behind the Emmys and the people behind the show, because people behind the show are the ones that submit the initial nomination, like the initial nom, where there's tons and tons of noms, and then the Emmy voters are the ones who decide, who narrow it down into those 4 or 5 picks.
Correct.
So it's everyone's fault.
Yep, pretty much.
Except the viewer. We're awesome.
Mm-hmm. We don't get to do anything.
No, but that's going to change with the Audio Awards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
So I guess one thing we should probably mention is that the order that we're going in.
Yes.
We are going to be tackling these previous Emmy Award shows in a kind of backwards order. So this first episode that we're going to be doing is actually on the 2020 nominations, so the previous year. And we're going to be starting in 2020 and kind of working our way back.
Yeah. And we did this because we want our first episode to be a bunch of relatable shows that everyone knows and has heard of, and not start off in like 1970 or whatever. And also I feel like this will be a fun, interesting way to do this. As we go back in time, you know, we'll kind of go further back in like memory and culture and everything. Because culture is a big part of episodes. The way I feel, the way a lot of awards are won, it's not strictly on based upon what's the best. It's what's the best or what is the most culturally impactful. So when we do our Audie voting, I'm going to vote on a combination of those two. If you want to just vote on what you think is the best and sheer best, I think that's completely fine. But I think you'll see that a lot of episodes that get nominated are episodes that can tackle some heavy subjects and be meaningful in some way beyond just that's a really funny episode. Yeah. So we'll get to experience culture in reverse.
Oh yeah.
And if you're wondering what episodes we're going to be talking about going forward, and you want to see all of this, in the description there's a link to a Wikipedia page. It's the page for Outstanding Animated Program for the Primetime Emmy Awards. And that's going to have a list of everything that we're going to watch and talk about. And if you scroll up the list, you'll see the order in which we're going.
Yep. So with that said, should we go ahead and announce the 2020 nominations?
Ooh, I'm so excited. Yeah, go for it.
Oh boy. All right. So there were 5 nominations in 2020, and they were Rick and Morty, the Vat of Acid episode.
Woo! Wubble up a dub dub!
Grass Tastes Bad. Big Mouth, Disclosure, the movie, the musical. Bob's Burgers, Pig Trouble in Little Tina.
Woo!
BoJack Horseman, The View from Halfway Down.
Woo! Yeah!
And The Simpsons, Thanksgiving of Horror.
All right, yeah, Simpsons gets nominated every single year.
Yay!
Get ready to watch a lot of Simpsons.
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
Yes, so join us this Thursday, April 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the very first award show Audit.
Yep, we'll see you there.
Woo! PIEGUYRULZ out.